Hey friends, we are learning today about when Jesus said, I am the bread of life. And this story actually isn't when he said it, but this true happening happened before he said that. And he wanted them to remember this when he says that. Let's listen. There were once 5,000, more than 5,000, tired and hungry and probably very grumpy people sitting on a hillside wanting their dinner. They had come to hear Jesus that day. They came before breakfast, stayed all morning, all afternoon, and way past dinner. No one had meant to be out there that long, but that's how it was listening to Jesus, as if time did not exist. People could listen to Jesus for hours, and on this particular day, that's exactly what they did. But they had not brought enough food, and they could not just go and buy themselves a burger and fries because, well, of course, they were in the middle of nowhere with no shops or restaurants. Besides, that kind of food didn't exist yet. What would they do? Jesus' friends had an idea. Well, let's send everyone home for dinner. Jesus said, you see that? They don't need to go. You could give them something to eat. Did Jesus want them to travel all the way to town and buy food for everyone? Jesus' friends panicked. But we don't have enough money. What food do you have? Go and see. Now there was a little boy in the crowd. He had brought a lunch that his mother had made for him that morning. He looked at his 5 loaves and 2 fish. It wasn't very much, not nearly enough for 5,000, but it's all he had. He said, I have some. And Jesus' friends laughed when they saw his little lunch. That is not nearly enough. But they were wrong. Jesus knew it did not matter how much the little boy had. God would make it enough, more than enough. Jesus said, bring me what you have. And so the little boy gave his lunch to Jesus. Jesus winked at the little boy and whispered in his ear, watch. How in the world will Jesus feed everyone with just that? Jesus' friends said, because they thought it was impossible. But Jesus knew the one who made all the fish in the oceans, and Jesus knew the one who in the very beginning had made everything out of nothing. How hard would something like this be for someone like that? You see it? And Jesus took the little boy's lunch and he looked up to heaven and he thanked his Father. Then Jesus gave the little lunch back to his friends. As Jesus' friends started to hand out the food, do you know what? It was the strangest thing ever. No matter how much they broke off, there was always more and more and more, enough for 5,000, more than 5,000. Everyone ate as much as they wanted, second helpings, third helpings, even fourths, until they were full and there were still leftovers. Well, Jesus did many miracles like this, things people thought couldn't happen. They were not natural, but it was the most natural thing in all the world. It's what God had been doing from the beginning, of course. Taking the nothing and making it everything. Taking the emptiness and filling it up. Taking the darkness and making it light. Jesus said, I am the bread of life.